and thank you for joining this presentation with us today. We are excited to have you here for this session on Nafis Clinical Service Integration. We appreciate your time and participation, and we hope you find this session informative and valuable. Our agenda here, we will explore the Nafis CS overview, and we will explore the objectives and patient journey, use cases, and demo of the porter, and exploring the readiness assessment section, and the activation plan template, and what's next steps after this. Before we proceed, kindly take a moment to capture your attendance through this QR code. Your participation is important, and we appreciate if you could confirm your presence on the chat.
أنا بس يا باشا معاك أهو. قول لي يا حبيبي. أنا بس الميتنج ده.
Okay, so this is Dima Al Qasim from Onboarding and Change Management team. Welcome all, and thank you for joining this presentation on Nafi's Clinical Service General Awareness session. Now let me introduce the Nafis platform. Nafis stands for the National Platform for Health and Insurance Exchange Services. The platform is designed with the patient at core, enabling the secure exchange of the health information. This allows for seamless data sharing among the healthcare provider, ensuring that the patient data is accessible where and when it's needed. Through this managed service, Nafis enhanced visibility and transparency for all stakeholders involved, making the entire process more efficient and secure. There are two scopes of Nafis, the insurance service and the clinical service. Our focus today is on the clinical services scope, which will be fulfilled during this session. The clinical service is a unified digital health record for the patient in Saudi Arabia seeking to improve the efficiency and the quality of the healthcare services and to reduce the cost and time of providing the healthcare services. The Unified Health Record has three core objectives that aim to transform the healthcare landscape in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which are improving the efficiency by enabling real-time availability of the patient's medical data. Additionally, to enhancing the accessibility by having a standardized and standardized data domain that's accepted that will be acceptable for all to all stakeholders, which eventually will help in improving the speed and the quality and the safety and the cost of the patient care. Next, the diagram is divided into two main sections. The first section represent the current states of the health information, which is scattered across multiple sources. This fragmentation makes it challenging to access and manage the crucial health data efficiently. However, the second section of the diagram represents the future transformation that we aim to achieve it through the integration with NFS. This transformation involves centralizing the health information into a single and unified platform, which is Nafis. By achieving this, we can streamline the entire system, making it more efficient for both the healthcare provider and the patient. Let's now explore the key Nafis clinical services use cases, which cover a wide range of the patient health information. Here, in the encounter history use case, it includes several important components, such as the encounters. These are interactions between the patient and healthcare provider, such as the visits, the consultations, or hospital admissions. And we have here the problems. This include the patient medical conditions, diagnosis, and any chronic health issues that are being tracked. And on the procedure, this refers to any medical procedures or surgeries the patient has undergone. This section on the allergies capture any known allergies that the patient may have. On the clinical summary are critical documents that summarize the key patient information. These include the outpatient summary. This document summarizes a patient's outpatient visits, including diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up instructions. On operative notes, a detailed account of surgeries or procedure performed, outlining the reasons for the procedure, step taken, and the outcome. For the maternal discharge summary, a specific summary that focuses on the discharge details of a mother and following the childbirth. For the newborn discharge summary, similar to the maternal discharge summary, this focus on the newborn's health status, treatment, and follow-up care after the birth. These summarize help to ensure continuity of care, providing essential information to the healthcare provider, who will continue to manage the patient care after they leave a particular facility or undergone a procedure. In addition to encounter history and clinical summary use cases, Nafis also support the following critical use cases. Here first we have the lab result and order, such as blood test or other diagnostics are shared securely and new lab order can be placed efficiently. For the medication, e-prescribe and e-dispense aim to provide the electronic recording of the prescriptions and dispensation of the medications in order to improve the patient care through the healthcare provider access to a patient medication information. For the radiology report and order, this enables the exchange of the radiology report and diagnostic images, helping a healthcare provider making quick, informed decisions based on the imaging data. On the immunization, this use case allows for the secure sharing of the patient immunization record, ensuring that the healthcare provider are up to date on the vaccine and preventing duplication of efforts. On the referral, it allows the healthcare providers to send and receive referral information, ensuring the patient are directed to the appropriate specialist in a timely manner. Let me now walk you through the journey of the patient in the Navies platform, which is depicted in this diagram. The journey begins with the patient information being checked. This includes verifying the essential information details such as the personal information, verifying the or taking the IDs and or iqama or date of birth and validate the health ID and check the medical history and current health conditions to ensure accurate records and effective treatment planning. Next, the patient visits the doctor. During the visit, the doctor gathers relevant information, perform assessment, and document the patient under the patient condition, creating a record of the encounter. Following the visit, a service request here will be made. This could be for a prescription, where the medication is prescribed, or for example for lab tests, where diagnostic tests are ordered from the doctor. Both Both requests are electronically captured and shared securely via Nafi's platform, so other doctors can see the same service request and results. Once the service request is completed, the results are delivered. For prescription, for example, that's mean the medication is dispensed. For the lab test, the lab results are received and shared with the healthcare provider. The visits result here are categorized based on the type of the care of the patient received, where the patient is outpatient care or emergency care or inpatient care or ICU care. Each category ensures the right level of detail and action for the patient condition. Finally, a clinical summary is generated. This summary encapsulates all the relevant information from the patient visits, including their condition, treatment, results, and any follow-up instructions. This ensures continuity of care, allowing all healthcare providers involved to have a comprehensive view of the patient journey. In essence, this patient journey flow ensure that all stages of the care are accurately recorded and efficiently shared across the providers, leading to better coordination and improve the patient outcome. To ensure you have a successful integration with Nafis, there are necessary integration requirements. These are the prerequisites. We have first the patient provider registry integration. You must to integrate with registries. The patient registry are maintained the patient demographic information. It is a source of it. Nafis require patient health ID, which can be acquired from the registry by using the patient national ID or إقامة and patient date of birth. And the second a prerequisite to integrate with the provider registry will be the source of information for identifiers and data for all registered clinicians. And the another prerequisite is to comply with the clinical code standard. You have here, for example, the domain for diagnosis. You have to comply with ICD-10 AM 10th edition standard. And for allergy, for example, SNOMED CT. And for oral health, the ADA and ACHI. And laboratory for LINIC. And radiology for NICP codes. And for value sets for non-clinical. Now let's take a look at the key partners involved in Nafis clinical services. Nafis integrate with the various national systems, ensuring seamless coordination between Nafis and the healthcare services. These systems play a critical role in standardizing the data and improving the healthcare delivery and ensuring the secure exchange of the patient information across the country. For example, here we have برنامج إحالة and نفاذ and MVR. All this is the national systems is integrated with Nafis, so we can take the vaccination requests and or results from MVR system or إحالة for referral requests. So this integration with national system will help us to have a successful and accurate information will come. The other key partner here in the ecosystem is the healthcare providers, which include, for example, from MOH sector, we have الجوف and تجمع cluster and مكة clusters and القصيم clusters, جازان, نجران, حايل clusters. From the private sector, we have HMG, الحبيب and SMC and مختبرات البرج and John Hopkins and Della Hospitals. And from OGC we have المدينة الطبية الجامعية and هيئة الهلال الأحمر and وزارة الدفاع and SFHR. These healthcare providers are central to the Nafis platform as they are directly interact with Nafis and other providers, and they provide us to exchange the patient health information, process service requests, and share with them the results. Their active involvement here is essential in ensuring accurate and real-time data sharing and delivering quality care to the patient. Together, these partners enhance patient care and improve the healthcare efficiency, inshallah. This slide highlights key numbers related to Nafi's clinical service, showcasing the platform reach and impacting. These numbers emphasize the scale and importance of Nafis in enhancing the healthcare delivery and patient care. Let's review some key statistics here for Nafis clinical services. Plus 60 million patients are registered on the platform, and plus 500 million transactions have been processed, highlighting the scale of the data exchange with Nafis. And 2,600 healthcare providers are connected and ensuring seamless collaboration within Nafis portal. In terms of this of a specific service, here we have two, 2 million encounter history records have been exchanged, and 2.5 million image orders and 2.2 image report have been processed, and 1 million immunization records have been shared, demonstrating the platform role in tracking and managing vaccinations. And 4.3 million clinical summaries have been generated, ensuring comprehensive patient information is available and for referral and lab results and lab orders. Let me now walk you through the Nafis Clinical Services onboarding journey, as shown in the diagram. The process includes several key phases, each its critical for successful implementation. The journey begins with awareness session. This session is designed to inform the hospitals about Nafis platform, the feature of the platform and benefit, and it helps everyone understand how the platform works. Next, we assess the readiness of the organizations to integrate with Nafis. This survey evaluates the organization's readiness for the integration, including assess the infrastructure and if they supported some systems or languages. It helps to ensure that all necessary components are in place for a smooth transition to the platform. Once the readiness survey is submitted and reviewed and confirmed by us, we develop an activation plan for each hospital. This plan outlines the tasks and timelines and resources required to begin the onboarding process. After the plan is in place, internal testing is conducted. This allows us to identify any potential issues, errors, and ensure the system with Nafis is set up correctly before moving forward. The training phase runs in parallel with the internal tests and continues through to the go live phase. During this phase, key stakeholders and users are trained on how to use Nafi's platform effectively, ensuring that everyone is equipped with the knowledge needed for a smooth transition to the platform. Then, the next step is the conformance test, where we check that if the system meets the necessary standard and specifications for full integration into Nafi's platform. Before the full go live, a pilot here is executed. This phase allows for testing in a live environment, providing an opportunity to lower the errors rates and address if there is any issues or errors. Finally, finally, once everything is in place and thoroughly tested, the system goes live. At this stage, the full Unifaced clinical service platform is active and operational, enabling seamless data exchange and improve the healthcare management. Now let's talk about how the users can access the Nafis platform. For beneficiaries or patients can access Nafis through the Sahati application. And for the healthcare practitioners, any providers have a valid license on the CSFHS can access Nafis through the ANAT platform or their hospital information system, the HIS. Through the HIS and accessing for the providers. Here will be through the SSO, the single sign-on integration. So the practitioner can access Nafis platform from the logo that appear on the HIS. Here we have a screenshot of Nafis portal on HIS system and the logo of Nafis shown here on the HIS interface for the providers. When users first access the portal, the first step is to accept the disclaimer in order to continue. This disclaimer outlines the terms of use and ensure that all users are aware of the platform policies before proceeding. Once the disclaimer is accepted, users can move forward and access the patient records. Next here in this demo, we will walk you through the key feature and functionalities available to healthcare provider within Nafi's platform. The provider portal allows the healthcare practitioner to access the patient data, service requests, review the lab results, for example, and see the updated clinical records. I will open now the portal, Nafi's portal, and we walk through attested patients. So this is a Nafis portal interface. In the top of the portal, you will see the patient header, which include the patient's name and date of birth and gender. And on the left side, you will see the health ID for for the patient. And here, if you will show us the allergy if your patient suffer from any allergies. On the patient summary tabs, this is the tabs for the portal, and this is the timeline. First, on the patient summary, you will find the clinical summaries. You can see the document. For example, you can find here the discharge notes summary and details of the discharge summary notes. There's any allergies, active problem, and medication. There's test results, vital signs, care plan. If the doctor put a care plan here, and for maternal discharge summary, and for outpatient, if there's any surgical operation note, you will find it here with more details about the diagnosis, the operative note, surgical procedure notes, or drains or complaints. Anything here, you will anything related to the surgical, you will find it here. For imaging, for example, on the imaging, there's here my patient here, many X-rays. On for the lab, you can see here these labs and result from, for example, from chemistry. On the demo, this is for chemistry. You can view and see in details about here imaging for chest, for example. Here laboratory order. If there's any specimen, there's no specimen for the test and priority of the test. This is for the patient summary. The next tab about demographics. In the demographic, you can see here more details about your patient. Full name, date of birth, gender, blood group, for example, health ID, comma, citizen ID if there is, or JSTC ID, visa number, passport number, the parent and current, and the patient contacts. The third tab here, you can benefit from it, the circle of care. The provider can add himself as a care team for his patient if you care about some patient to do follow up and etc. The third one on the medication tab, you can view all the medication your patient has been taken. Here, for example, adult medication, instructions for it, the supply quantity, days, action dates, event type, and source. Here, the Vivadol and or Panadol nights. And the third tab, we have immunization viewer. You will see here immunization card. You can find all the immunization that your patient has been taken. And this is for this is demo for the Nafis portal. Next, let's discuss the readiness assessment survey. This survey help evaluate your organization preferences for Nafis integration, and this is the first prerequisite and phase we needed from your side. I will now share my screen for the assessment survey. Now this is the site readiness assessment. This is the first phase, and we need it from your side to be filled. This is the assessment. Here about your organization name, type of organization, if you are general or operatory or surgery, pharmacy or other, you can type another option here. Nafis champion name or spoke or the project manager or who is responsible for the integration and onboarding with Nafis. So first name, last name, the champion email. If there is any champion name secondary one, you can write it here. If there is, do you have ongoing contract with HIS vendor? If yes, please write the HIS number. If no, it's not. Facility information. We need here number of organization branches you have and branches. If there is information, you can add row if you have more branches. This is the we need here to provide statistics annually, number of beds, number of unique patients, average daily number of laboratory results, orders, average of the report for vaccine, and average of the medications. All these numbers. Then you can go next on the another with another on the another assessment. The next page about the standard, the clinical standard. We need here to know about your standard. If you applied the standard or you have local code, for example. Here, if the payload is implemented, if yes or no or not applicable. ACHI for procedure. Did you implement the ICD-10 for diagnosis, if you comply with the value set, so the data dictionary version 2 or not, SNOMED for allergies, um, NHIC medication registry for the medication, SFT, AGTI, NOPCO, etc., and for the ADA for the outpatient, LOINIC for laboratory, NICP for imaging procedure. So you can write your answer here, yes or no, or not applicable. Here, are you able to map your local code to the standard? If yes, yes. If no, did you use the SPS codes? And how many medical coder are there in your facility? And the next page is it's about questions about your HIS technical requirement overview. Here, here are questions about the technical requirements about your HIS. For example, here for the first questions, the HIS is managed or controlled through central or one data center. If yes or no. Does your organization support multiple environment? Did you have dev or test or prod environment, or you just have one? If yes, please write the environment name at intended use. For example, test for testing and internal test for product only for production. Do you use standardized data format? Drop down, you have a text box or NHIS. Does your GIS support mapping local code to any external code? Please choose the module or device your HIS support. Did your HIS support the BACS or LIS or RIS? You can choose from there. Then you can press the next to go to the next page. Here, are you integrated with national external system? Here we mean about the national external system, for example, MVR, إحالة, or وصفتي. If yes, please choose a national system you integrated with it. If it's وصفتي or إحالة or other, you can type here. The next page about the patient registry. Are you currently integrated with NHIC patient registry? If no, does your organization use the Yaqeen service to validate the patient information? As explained before on the presentation, the patient registry is to validate your patient's information. This is the source for the demographics. So if not, did you use Yaqeen? If yes, for the provider registry, are you currently integrated with NHIC provider registry? Also for the provider registry, that's the only one source of truth for the clinicians and information to be validated, the provider registry. If yes, if no, does your organization validate the provider license against the CSFHC or not? If yes or no, or does your organization use Yaqeen to validate the provider information? If yes, no need for Yaqeen and for no need for validating against the CFZ. For the organization registry, is your organization registered with NHIC organization registry? If yes or no. Does your organization currently have the organization identifier, the OID, the organization ID? If yes or no. If no, does your organization have صحة ID? If yes or no. This is about the registries, the integrations. The next page about the interface and messaging standard. Do you currently have integration engine? If yes, write your integration engine and the vendor. For example, Rhapsody or Mirth, and select the messaging standard you support in your HIS. Did you support HL7 version 2 or CDA for lab and clinical note, FIRE for medication, HL7 for encounter history? Please select it here, or you can select other type and type your another option here for the ADT trigger. If you support the HL7 version 2, choose the supported ADT event 01, 03, 04, 07 for moving transfer. Then, does your organization have existing data feed? If yes, please show the existing data feeds. It's feeding from HL7 or FIRE or CDA or other, or not. What are supported use cases in your HIS? What you support use cases in your HIS? Did you support the encounters or radiology or maternity operative note? You can select from here. Is your HIS, um, sorry, is your system IHE ready? If yes, please identify the IHE profile did you support. For example, ITR 18 or 41. If no, does your PACS have a VNA integration? If no, does the PACS infrastructure have resource bandwidth to support Nafis Direct images retrieval until VNA integration is live? If no, if yeah, or not, or yes. And please choose which IHE profile the local PACS support. Did the PACS your PACS support the RAD-WADU or DICOM? Then press next for the SAML. For the SSO integration, here are the questions for SSO, the single sign-on implementation. So, does your system support the SAML 2 version of the third-party application? If yes or no. Does your system maintain a contact session? Yes or no. What browser does your application support for reading web-based applications? Select all the apply. If you support a Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Internet Explorer, or other, you can type here the other. So that then you can submit the readiness assessment. The readiness assessment, the champion of the hospital will be responsible to submit this assessment. And this is the first step and what we needed from your side as a homework today. So the next step, as we said, to submit the survey. This survey, which allow us to identify any areas needing to attention. Once submitted, we can provide you with the activation plan, and you can begin your onboarding process. So after submitting the survey, we will provide you with activation plan specialized or specific for your hospital. This plan outline the task timeline, task owner. Now I will show you the template for the activation plan. Okay, this is the activation plan template here. The activation plan will be customizable for each hospital. So here, activation plan will be start. Here we have duration and start and end date and procedures, resource names of the task. List all the names for all resources assigned the task. Also, we have the tasks, and each big task, have a subtasks included. For example, to begin with the national external system integration requirement, here we have to integrate. We meant the integration with the registries. For example, the patient registry integration and provider registry, and for the O2 generating. We need from your side timeline for this task. Then will be here task for the awareness session and NAFIS CS requirement. We will conduct a general awareness session for business, clinical, and technical for the hospitals, and specific for the technical sessions. Then we will signing off for the awareness, and then we will share the technical and clinical requirements in details. Then we will start the SSO requirement configuration. We will develop the SAML message, and we will start the testing for the SSO. Then we will test the production, and then we will have the SSO conformance test. And for the task for the training, we will develop the training need analysis, review the training plan, then we will confirm and schedule dates for the training. We will also schedule a training session for with the trainers and conduct training session with the super users. Then we will have a signing off for the training. For the onboarding activity, here we have the ADT use case. We will have more details activities for each use cases. First, we have the ADT use case. ADT use case have a clinical requirement, technical requirement, and for testing. Clinical requirement, for example, to comply with the diagnosis for the ICD-10, you have to comply with ACHI, we have to comply with SNOMED. There is some or specialized or certain clinical domains you have to map to comply with it for the ADT. For test technical requirement, implementing the interfaces for the ADT. For testing, you will have an internal test, then conformance tests. Then you will take or issuing the certification for conformance tests. Then we will have pilot go live to ensure that um, you reach the right error rate. Then we will go live, actual go live here. This is for the ADT, and the same task will goes for the other use cases, but it's different on the clinical requirement for sure. For a clinical requirement on the laboratory, it's you have to comply with LOINIC, for example, and for technical interfaces is different from the ADT. It's ITI 41, and for testing we will start with internal, then conformance. Then for certification for conformance test to be submitted. Then we will start the pilot go live for production. Then we will go live. For the RAD reports also will go the same, but for RAD we have the NICP codes to be comply, then the technical interfaces to be comply with ITI 41. Then we will start the testing and will have the certification. After the certification, pilot go live, then the go live. And for the clinical requirements, we have the clinical requirement, technical requirement under testing, and for testing, actual testing and certifications, then pilot go live, and then go live. And also for medication and lab order and image order. After this, we had here the integration references. We have the interface specification. The interface specification. It's this document provide technical integration details about the organizations, about the sorry about on details for the organization about the use cases. And we have Nafis mapping guide, this document about the clinical requirement in details to describe how to map it with the standards. And we have the value sets for the data dictionary. This is the document for the interface specification, which include um, technical details about the integration with the ADT. For example, here we have more about the message structure and the technical details about it. So this is for the technical specification. And this document for mapping guide, this will help you to have appropriate mapping. Here on details how to map it. This is document for the ISO. This is the updated one. For example, here the body regions. Let me share again, sorry. This is the value sets, the ISO data dictionary. This is on details. Have all value sets for the non-clinical. For example, here for vaccine risk factor meds. In conclusion, thank you all for your attention and your time and focus are greatly appreciated. Looking forward to have a successful integration journey with your healthcare organization, inshallah. If you have any questions or any concerns, we will have, inshallah, tomorrow a QA session. This session. Tomorrow's session will be a detected session for QA questions or any concerns you can ask. And the invitation for the QA session, it's shared with you. Thank you, everyone.